Hello everybody, welcome to this Super Machine review. Today I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about Super Machine, and as always, if you do have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. I'll also be leaving a discount link in the description so that you can always get your money's worth for Super Machine. So Super Machine is an AI art generator that allows you to create your own stock images, art, designs, photos, anything that you can think of in a photo, simply by writing a prompt. So this is what we're greeted with when we first create our account. Now this is an option where we can create our art or we can search for our own ideas. With the free plan we are entitled to 5 generations, and that's what we're going to be showing you today. So the first image that I'm going to create is going to be something quite interesting. I'm going to be doing something that you wouldn't typically see. I'm going to do purple bear stood on beach. So that's what we're going to do. And you have the option for advanced styling. Now what this allows you to do is select between different sort of styles of drawing that you might want. You have drawing style, you have visual style, pen, carving and etching, camera, color, emotions, artists, CGI software, CGI rendering, or cyberpunk derivatives, but we're not going to go ahead and get into that. However, what you can do is do all these different sort of things. You've got things from 2D to 8-bit, expressionist, fantasy, minimalist. If we go under drawing style, you've obviously just got regular stuff like doodle, line art, sketching, crosshatch. Under pen, you've got different types. You've got chalk, colored pencil, graphite, ink, oil paint, or pastel. If we go under carving and etching, we have etching, lino cut, paper cutting, wood carving, all sorts of things. Camera gives us the option to do different views. So where do we want it to be situated from? We've got aerial view, we've got Canon 50, cinematic, close-up, lens flare, vintage, war photography, Polaroids, all sorts of stuff. Color lets us do what color we want it to be, so whether we want it to be synth, neon, lighting, colorful, dynamic lighting, electric colors, infrared, pastel, fluorescent. Emotions, we can pick between all these different types, so sad, happy, melancholic, evil, embarrassed, disgusted. You've got styles of artists or communities, so you've got Claude Monet, Dan Mumford, David Mann, Diego I don't even know how to pronounce that, but loads of this. Leonardo da Vinci's on there, Vincent van Gogh, Michelangelo, Picasso, loads of really famous artists that you've got on here that you can do it in their style. You've also got CGI software, so you've got 3D modeling, Cinema 4D, Unreal Engine, and then 2 last ones, you've got rendering, so you've got Octane rendering, creature design, detailed render, environment design, intricate environment, stuff like that. And then under cyberpunk, you've got all of these different types of, clock punk, steel punk, solar punk, deco punk, cyber prep, myth punk, all these different sort of themes and, genres almost that you can make your style like. But we're going to describe the image that we want to create and go ahead and hit generate image. So when you've done it, what it will do is it will give these sort of options to the name. So just clicking on it, what you can then do is if I go to advanced styling and say we want it to be in a style of Vincent van Gogh, we'd go to style of an artist or community, we'd go ahead and hit Vincent van Gogh, and then it would paste by Vincent van Gogh in here. And then we're going to go ahead and hit generate image. And there we are. We have a purple bear stood on a beach, and it's in a style of Vincent van Gogh. So really, really nice. And what you can do is, as you can see, 5 generations, as I said. So this would be used as 1. So moving on, we're now going to go and create another one. So if we're now going to go for a different thing, let's do a city. So my favorite city is actually Toronto. So if I go to describe the image you want to create, we're going to do a photo or Toronto skyline at night with neon lights. That's what we're going to do. So we've got Toronto skyline at night with neon lights, and then the styling, I'm going to select the style to be cinematic, I think. Cinematic. And we're going to go ahead, and you can actually pick as many of these as you want. So if we did want to, you can go to say like color, and we're going to do neon, and then we're going to go ahead and generate. And then we have it. This is the Toronto skyline neon. So you've got the CN Tower, you've got the main financial district and all stuff like that. And then the neon has captured it perfectly. As you can see, it's at night, all the lights are on in the building. So it is incredibly clever. But you can do this for many things. You can obviously do stock images as well, or you can do art, and it's really, really up to you. So say we wanted to do a stock image of somebody wearing a t-shirt for a product that my company is selling. We're going to be doing young child wearing a t-shirt, rather a blue t-shirt, and smiling. And all we're going to do is that. We're not going to put in any, information as to the style. We're just going to do that and see what it comes up with. So there we have it. We have a young child wearing a blue t-shirt. It's sort of bluish, purplish, but that doesn't matter. And then smiling. Now, what it's done here is it didn't know whether it wanted the child to be smiling or a photo of somebody on a t-shirt to be smiling. So it's actually done both. So if you think about it, that is incredibly clever, the fact that it's done both, because it doesn't know what you specified. So if you specified that even more, it would be even more accurate. Now I'm going to be showing you the extent to what this can do. Say you wanted the image to be almost like a thought, an image of what happens after death. So this is something that a lot of people wonder, what happens after you die? So if we go for describe the image, you don't have to actually describe the image itself. You can tell it to almost think of it itself. So if we hit generate image on describe the image that you want to create, a very interesting outcome has been made here. We've got a random string of numbers and letters here. You've got whatever this is, and I quite frankly don't know what this could be, but it's very interesting to see what it does with specific things. So we're now going to go ahead and do one more style. So if I'm going to go ahead and let's do some H.P. Lovecraft, and then we'll put in for the image to be Cthulhu, because, Cthulhu is H.P. Lovecraft's main character. Cthulhu sitting on a chair by H.P. Lovecraft. And then we'll hit generate image. And here we have Cthulhu sitting on a chair in a style of H.P. Lovecraft. It's really, really impressive how this works. And I really, really like the absolutely vast array of different things. I've never seen an AI software have quite as many, and especially not all laid out, because sometimes you have to use your imagination to think, but this tells you exactly what it can do, and I absolutely love that. So here we are under search for ideas. Now what this tab allows you to do is essentially have a little look at things that were previously made with Super Machine. So as you can see, you can do 50 searches to get an idea of the content that you can create, and you have 48 remaining. Now essentially what it allows you to do is simply put anything you want in here, sort of a photo or something like that, and it will search the database of things that have had that in it, and it will come up with ideas. So as you can see, everything is pulled from an external, so you're free to download it and use it as much as you want. It already has a license and it's completely free to use, and you would simply go ahead and put it in here and then hit search images, and all of them were made with the technology in Super Machine, and you can make images just like these with the correct prompts. So I think this is a really, really efficient idea, and I really like how it works, and the way that you're able to almost put in anything you want and get an idea of what you can create before you use your 5 things here, I really, really like. And having a little bit more look through the advanced styling, just to have another look at how many things you've got. There are so many artists on here. You've got things like ArtStation, not even an artist, just things that are on external websites. You've got Andy Warhol, Banksy, who else do we know? You're Michelangelo, Chris Foss, Claude Monet, loads of famous people, and you can really make any style you want. The opportunities are pretty much infinite on this, and that is something that is really, really useful, and it's so easy to do. You just have an idea, you click what you want, and you can have combined. You can have by H.P. Lovecraft, by Banksy, and by Vincent de Fate and Vincent van Gogh, all combined into one image, and that is what I absolutely love about Super Machine. Just the way that it works is really, really good, and I absolutely love it. And at the top we have the option to add codes. Now this is basically where you can add a code to upgrade your plan if you've been given an external code. This generate images tab will bring you straight back to the tab that we've got here, obviously to create them. Ran into a little bug there, but it's just loading something. Then you've got the pricing, where you can view obviously all of the different things that you've got and all the different plans that you want to go through, and then the log out button as well. And then at the bottom, as you can see, just some genuine links. But that is more or less it for Super Machine. So what do I think about Super Machine? And in all honesty, I absolutely love it. There are so many AI generators out there, is something that I've noticed. There are many out there, and they all try to do different approaches. They all try and do different things. And the way that this does it is definitely down to the UI. The UI is what makes this, unique. And the way that you can just click without having to think about your own ideas is something that I haven't seen any other AI generation for art do ever. So that's something that I really, really like. In addition, the way that you can search for your own images to get inspiration before you use the 5 images, I also really like. The seamlessness of it is great. It doesn't take a long time to do. Sometimes it runs into an error here and there, but that doesn't matter. You can just sort of refresh the page and it will absolutely work fine. And realistically, you can make art for any occasion. If you do want stock images, you can make stock images. If you just want art that you might even want to frame on your wall, you can do that as well. If you want art that you can show to your friends just for fun and you want to create art in your spare time, you can do that as well. And that is something that Super Machine does really, really well. And even with the trial and having 5 image generations to try it out, I really, really like. But thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.